Hi guys, welcome to just another fish channel. It's my first video, so I think a good place to start will be a general introduction, and then I'll show you the main tank behind me. Personally for me, I got into fish keeping about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, with a second-hand 125 litre tank that I brought off of eBay for 50 quid. I made all the regular mistakes that everyone makes, ended up doing a fishing cycle and changing litres of water every day just to try and keep the fish alive whilst the filters matured. And despite the rough start to fish keeping, I very quickly became addicted to it, and here I am now, basically. I've currently got 3 tanks on the go, the biggest of which is behind me here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here it is, this is my main tank. Its dimensions are 3 foot wide, 6 foot long, 2 foot high. Holds approximately 960 litres of water. And currently I've got a selection of community fish in the tank. I've got 6 Elioti cichlids, 2 of which are a breeding pair. As you can see, there's the female there with a bunch of fry. I've got there's 5 of these white skirt tetras that are in the tank. As you can see there with the pink on it. They're actually dyed white skirt tetras. Before you all start throwing hate at me, I didn't buy them. They were being kept in very poor conditions in a ridiculously small tank. I had the opportunity to take them on and put them into a much suitable environment, so that's what I've done. I don't agree with the practice of dyeing fish, but I had the opportunity to give them a better life than they had, so I did so. In amongst them as well, seeing as he's come right to the front, have a look. This is Gary. Gary is a Gibiceps pleco, or a sailfin pleco. It's currently about 10 inches in length. He's the only fish I've named. He's one of my favourite fish. I've had him since he was about 1 inch long, tiny little thing, to this now mid-sized beast. In with him there we have got, see if I can find some of the others that are hiding. There's a couple of panda cories in there. I think there's 3 in total, along with 3 other stir-by cories. And then there is 6 clown loach in there as well currently, which you can see hiding underneath a piece of bogwood at the back there. I have also got in here somewhere a reed fish, but he is notoriously hard to find. As a master of disguise, hiding in amongst the plants and the bogwood. Occasionally comes out at feeding time to watch, which is a shame because he's such a cool guy to watch. It'd be nice if he came out a bit more often. So as you can see, I've tried to stick with a riverbed theme. Plenty of bogwood in there, plenty of hardy plants. Those of you that keep large plecos will know that they're notorious for pulling up plants. So I've tried to stick with mostly plants that are rooted on bogwood. Those that are planted in the substrate, I've tried to surround with rocks to keep them in place and stop them from being dug up too much. There's a couple of Amazon swords at the back there that seem to be just about surviving, but no doubt as Gary gets a bit bigger, he'll probably find a way of uprooting them. As you can see, it looks fairly empty at the moment. There is a lone discus in there currently. And the story behind that is I originally had 6 in there, lost the other 5 to a bacterial infection that I wasn't able to cure. They started getting sort of white growths on them. I gave different types of treatment, worming, anti-fluke, etc. But unfortunately didn't manage to save them. This is the one surviving discus up there in the corner. Once I know he's of good health, which he appears to be currently, it's been about a month now since I lost the others. Once I know he's of good health, I'll look at rehoming him to a more suitable tank with other discus. But for the time being, I've not moved him because I'd hate to rehome him with a load of other discus and all of a sudden they all get ill as well. The biggest thing I get asked when people see the tank is how do you get to it? Because as you can see, it's completely built into the wall. There is actually a room behind that houses everything, so I'll show you that next. So the first thing you'll notice when you see this room at the moment is that it's a complete mess. You'll have to ignore most of that for the time being. It needs a good tidy up. There's a couple of things that I've got going on in here at the moment that are in the planning or experimental stages. So things are just kind of being left to rattle about. You can see that the CO2 canister there is just kind of perched on top. That's not where it's going to be staying, obviously. I've got a bucket here that's got some fry in. I'm not going to cover that because I want to go into that in more detail in another video. But basically, you get a view of the equipment that I've got running the tank. On the panel at the top here, you can see there's a variation of switches, 2 temperature controllers in the top. Inside the panel is a selection of timers, solenoids and relays. They basically just control everything from the pumps, the return pumps, the air pumps, the CO2 solenoids, the heaters, this solenoid here which controls an automatic water change system, which I will cover in more detail in another video for those that are interested in that. Obviously I've got the sump is mounted down here. It's a 200 litre sump. It's probably got about 180 litres in it with the water level as where it is. It's 4 chambers, one's mechanical, one's solid state, ceramic, alpha grog, etc. in there, and then a chamber here of K1. As you can see, it's not moving very much at the moment. That's because it's driven by this Haley air pump. But those of you that have got Haley air pumps know they're notoriously noisy, so I've turned it off for this video, otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear me speak. And in the final chamber there, I've got 2 heaters, Seago titanium, 600 watts a piece, and a TMC reef return pump. Access to the main tank is up here. There's obviously glass sliders on top. That's the access to the tank for feeding, cleaning, etc, etc. Lighting, I've got very cheap and cheerful currently, 2 7-watt LED floodlights. They were bought from the local DIY store, I think for about £8 a piece, and they're just wired onto a 24-hour timer. I have got in the middle here a Fluval Aqua Sky. It's left over from one of my smaller tanks when I shut it down, so rather than waste it, I've popped it on top, which actually, when the main lighting shuts off, just leaves a very nice evening moonlight effect in the tank. So yeah, that's basically what I've got going on in here. Once I've had a good chance to tidy everything up in here, make it look a lot more presentable, I'll do a video on more in depth on this, on the equipment I've got, auto doses, etc. in there, how this panel works. I'll show you inside this panel, and we'll go over that in more detail. But for the time being, that's pretty much it. So that's it then for the first video, guys. Let me know what you think. Put some comments in the section. Click the like button, click the dislike button if you wish. Coming up in the next few weeks, I'm going to try and cover some videos on the new stock that's going to go into the 6-foot tank. There's a lot more plans for new equipment to go in the back room there to run the big tank. So I'll do some videos on them, product reviews, how-tos, some installation videos, etc. And I'll cover some of my other tanks, the goldfish tank, bits and pieces. So if you're interested in seeing that, click the subscribe button. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time.